Oh, hello, it's gonna be your boy Gomi, back with more coverage of UFC 292. We're going to be looking at the potential future of the welterweight division going up against the past of the welterweight division, and probably the most veteran of the veterans in the welterweight division. This is old versus new. We're going to be looking at Magny versus Ian Garry. Or Ian Mahado Garry. I don't like that. Whatever, Ian Garry. This is going to be a pretty exciting fight, I feel, overall. I'm going to be sad, though, because as I'm sure you know, this was not supposed to be Ian Garry versus Magny. This was supposed to be Ian Garry versus Jeff Neal, a fight I was much more excited for, to be perfectly honest with you. But regardless, I still think it will be a good fight overall. Ian Garry is a guy that I've been pretty high on for a while. He's undefeated in the UFC, and I know a lot of people are hating on the guy. I don't know why. Like, they hate on him just because they say, oh, he's the next Conor McGregor. But the thing is, he's not a douchebag like Conor McGregor is. He seems like a nice guy, and he's a very exciting fighter to watch. So, I don't know. Regardless, let's break it down. We're going to be looking at Magny first, because even though he is a short-nosed replacement, he is the higher-ranked fighter. This is going to be a welterweight showdown. Magny going to be 36 years of age, 28 wins, 11 losses. Magny fights anyone, anywhere, and he has the most wins in the welterweight division right now. 7 knockouts, 4 submissions, but as you can see, not a finisher. Really not a finisher, and Magny does have a little bit of a boring, grindy style, but we'll get into that. So Magny's going to be 6'3" in terms of height. They're both going to be equal height, which is pretty interesting. Orthodox stance, 80-inch reach advantage. He is a long boy. As a long boy. A 2.30 takedown average. A 58.57% significant strike accuracy. Plus 340 underdog. Keep in mind, those are very, very early odds. Like, I'm pretty sure I'm some of the first people who got those odds. And you bet I capitalized on them. At least for Magny. I'm not putting a lot on it, but I put some on. But those are stupid odds. I'm pretty sure they're going to change. By the time this video's uploaded, they're going to be probably completely different. But yeah. Significant wins over Phil Rowe, Daniel Rodriguez, D-Rod, Max Griffin, and Jeff Neal. The guy that Ian Garry was supposed to fight. Ian Garry is going to be 25 years old. He's a baby. God damn, he's young. God, you know they're young too, and they're way younger than me. He's going to have perfect 12-0 record, 7 knockouts, 1 submission. He's going to be 6'3" in terms of height, orthodox stance, 74.5-inch reach disadvantage. That's going to hurt him in this fight. He's going to have a 0.29 takedown average. What are takedowns? He does not know what they are. He has a 57.21% significant strike accuracy. Minus 440 favorite. That's nasty. That's nasty. Don't bet on that. Don't bet on that. Wait till that line changes. And if that line stays the same, stay the hell away from it. He has significant wins over D-Rod, Song Kinan, and Gabe Green. So, Magny. Magny, I've talked about him before. I've been breakdowns on him before. He's more of a pepper volume jabber. He will throw jabs for days at you, and he lands at a pretty good ratio as well too. That significant strike accuracy of 58%. It's not bad. It's solid. As you see here as well, he has 3.52 significant strikes landed per minute. He mainly likes to pick you up, hold you down up against the fence. He likes to clinch up with you. He has a very long frame, so it makes it very hard for you to dig underhooks. That's his main thing. He has a very grindy style. How does Magny lose his fights, though, actually? That's one thing to mention. So he fought a very smaller guy, a guy you think he'd have massive advantages over in the form of Gilbert Burns. But in that Gilbert Burns fight, he was absolutely dominated in grappling aspect. His main weapon, grappling. He was dominated by Gilbert Burns. Didn't really stand much of a chance, to be honest with you. And then he was submitted. It's very impressive on Gilbert Burns' end. If you look at how else did Magny lose, he also lost by decision. Where is it? There was another submission. Wherever the case is, I'm not gonna go looking for it. At the end of the day, he's not really a guy who gets knocked out a lot. He's been knocked out by Ponzinibbio, really, but other than that, it's very hard to knock him out. Ian Garry, he is the significant striker. He is the guy with the really good Muay Thai and Taekwondo who's really trying to knock you out, first and foremost. He has won a decision. I'm not going to say he's only won by finishes. As you can see, he has had fights go a distance, but Ian Garry is not a guy who's going to really want to go the distance against a guy like Neil Magny. Neil Magny is a guy that will push the pace on you, grind it out. He really won't let him get going. Ian Garry he wants to stay at range with Neil Magny. Most times with like really good wrestlers, you want to stay close and keep pressuring them so they can't shoot on you. Neil Magny is a guy who'll walk through the fire, wrap you with his long limbs, and then you're screwed. You want to stay at range with him, but the problem with that is, unless you're an elite grappler, like, you can't really get close. You want to stay at range, but he outranges you. He has 80-inch reach. That's the reach of most middleweights. And he peppers you with the jab, pushes you up against the fence, and that's his main bread and butter. You're going to struggle unless you're a very efficient grappler able to out-grapple him. Ian Garry has got virtually no grappling, but I do like his striking. I do think his striking is very efficient. It's very crisp and clean. And D-Rod is another guy who I thought was a very good, effective, grinding grappler. And we were able to see that he was able to flatline KO D-Rod. Not flatline KO, but he was able to get the knockout on him. He called exactly how it is. That right high, it was right high kick or left high kick. I can't remember, but it was a high kick right to the head, just knocked him down, and that's all he needed. He's got good power, and he has even better precision. Ian Garry does. So that's why I feel Ian Garry can take out Neil Magny, and actually the only reason I'm leaning towards him. I'm surprised a lot of people aren't leaning more towards Neil Magny, to be honest with you. I thought people would be high on Neil Magny, seeing him being a grindy wrestler kind of guy, if Ian Garry having that much grappling. Which saddens me seeing these odds, because I want to make some money on Ian Garry. But as of right now, no. I'm going to only put on someone for Neil Magny in the case that one of my theories is right, where Neil Magny just out-pressures him and outpaces him and makes it a boring but grindy fight. I think Ian Garry is going to get the KO, though. I think he's going to get the KO. I think he has the better precision, the better power, and I feel he's going to be able to really mix in those kicks. The problem is getting past that guard of Magny. That's the problem. He does have the best head movement, I would say. Neil Magny doesn't. But then again, neither is Ian Garry. Ian Garry's been tagged and dropped before in fights. I don't think it was as bad as people make out to be, because a lot of people saw them get dropped and said, oh, D-Rod's going to take him out. D-Rod's going to destroy him. D-Rod's got really good boxing, but not that good. And I was right that Ian Garry took him out. And I feel Ian Garry is going to take out Neil Magny. I think his main aspect, I feel, is to really focus on those leg kicks, but try to make them fast so you don't get caught. So we'd not to let Neil Magny just grab on one of them, just take him down. I feel his main aspect, though, is to kick at his legs, keep kicking at his legs, and the second he starts to focus on the leg kicks down low, focus on the high kicks. I don't think the boxing is going to be a good aspect for Garry unless he gets in close, but again, like I said, if he gets in close, it's a little bit of a landmine with Neil Magny. I think, like I said, Gary's best option. Kick low, then go high, hurt him, then maybe you can get in and get those boxing combinations going when Neil Magny's in a little bit more of a daze. But it's going to be hard. I think this is going to be a very hard-fought fight. I could see it going the way of Neil Magny, but I could also see it going the way of Ian Garry. Oh, I forgot. The other submission for Neil Magny was Shavkat Rakhmonov. I'm stupid. That's the other guy who submitted him. But yeah. Shavkat's a very similar style, though. He's a very march forward plotter, not good head movement, but amazing striking, accuracy, and volume and pressure. Similar to Garry. Garry versus Shavkat would be such a fun fight. But I think Garry can employ a similar striking acumen that Shavkat did on Neil Magny. But for Shavkat, that was able to open up that submission. Gary's not going to be going for that submission. If he does, it'd be astonished, and he has the skills, but I don't think he's going to be going for that. So he's going to really have to focus to get those scenarios, hurt Magny, and go for a finish. And he needs to get him out of there quick, because the longer it goes on, the more dangerous Magny becomes. So that's going to be my picks. Let me know what you think in the comment sections down below. This has been your boy Gomi. Bye-bye.